Oh, hey there. So, over the course of the last year, a lot has happened. I, like many others, lost my corporate job and had plenty of time to think and reflect. If you didn't find out something about yourself, something new, you misunderstood the assignment. I found out a lot about myself. So I just wanted to go through a couple things that I learned. I found out how much I love myself. I love me some me. I love hanging with myself. I love being by myself. Me saying I love myself, I mean I love myself by myself. I love being alone. It's addicting. It could be very dangerous, as I see a lot of people are feeling heavy loads of depression throughout this pandemic. I'm the opposite. I, for the first time in my life, am being alone. All right, let me give you a background. I am one of 10 kids. So, my upbringing, I was never alone. I've never had any alone time. Never had my own room. Never had, a house to myself. Never. So it was just always active. Not only am I one of 10, but I also had 3 step siblings and 2 other siblings that aren't blood, but we grew up together. Also, I grew up with my 2 cousins in-house. My parents, was taking care of them as well as they needed it. So there's just a lot of people. So I never had any me time. And going to college, I always had roommates. I was in a relationship, so we lived together. And all the years of being an adult, I've never actually been alone. And so what this pandemic allowed for me is for me to finally be alone. And I gotta tell you guys, it's absolutely amazing and it's addicting. For the first time in my life, for a while, I was feeling lonely with so many people around. But for the first time in my life, I feel amazing. I do not feel alone. In being alone, I don't feel alone. And that's crazy. It's a crazy concept. I can't get my mind around it. I love being alone. I am genuinely happy. I am responsible for myself. I have nobody to worry about, nobody to take care of. I can only focus on me and what I want to accomplish in life. And it's amazing. I learned I could be celibate if I want to. Over the past year, well, next month makes a year, I decided to take some time for celibacy to see if, that's something that I could even accomplish. I think like most men, we give into our desires and I try to be as fruitful as possible. And that's something that I wanted to see if I can control, to see if that's something that I can handle. A lot of powerful people have succumbed to their desires and unfortunately we've seen their demise. So for me, I wanted to see if that's something that I could even handle so that when I am put in a position of power, I know that I can handle that. And so I decided to take this act of celibacy and I actually did it. I did a full year. Well, next month I will have completed a full year of celibacy and I'm proud of that. And I feel great about it, and it's a huge honor and a huge accomplishment that I feel. And who knows, maybe I might keep that going. Because like I said, I love me some me. I learned you don't need a gym to get fit. That gym, for me, is more so community. It's for community to see a lot of people going hard and achieving their goals. It pushes you harder to achieve yours. But during the pandemic, of course, a lot of us were cut out from the gym life, so we had to create our own atmosphere. And I learned that I could do that as well. As you see in the intro, I found creative ways. I think there's also a community online of people who practice calisthenics at home. Me personally, I prefer weightlifting, but I'll do everything. I decided to be at one with my pull-up bar, and that's something that I do nonstop. I do constant push-ups. I probably do more push-ups than anything. I like pushing my chest as far as it'll go. I definitely do air squats. I do the whole nine. So that's something that I proved to myself. If anyone hasn't seen my previous video, I recommend that you go check that out. I gained weight on purpose and lost that weight for YouTube purposes. And like I said in that previous video, it wasn't smart, so I don't recommend it. I also learned that success is what you make it. I did the traditional, stayed out of trouble, went to college, got the degree, got the job. I did everything that I was told that was supposed to be right. And as soon as the pandemic hit, I got kicked to the curb from that corporate position, and I felt like a failure. I felt like, I can't catch a break. I have no luck. I just felt hopeless. And so part of me felt down about that, but then I realized maybe it's my journey to work for myself. And so from that, I found a way. And that leads me into my last finding about myself. I found that no matter what life throws at me, I seem to know how to handle it. I get through it. I always land on my feet. Like I said in the previous discovery, I got fired in the middle of a pandemic. Not only did my source of income get cut short, but my insurance in a pandemic got cut short. So I had to figure out a way, and I did something that a lot of people are scared to do. In an act of desperation, I invested my money. That was my only hope. And boy, did that pay off. Not only did I invest my money, but the returns on those investments were ridiculous. I'm pretty sure you've heard by now, there were so many stocks and cryptocurrencies that blew out of the water. I so happened to get desperate enough to invest prior to any of this taking off. And so by the time these things started to take off, it was like my prayers were being answered, because one by one, things just started to blow up, and instantly my life started to change. What that told me was maybe it's time for me to work for myself and continue to trade and invest and make a living that way, and possibly even in the future provide jobs for others. It sparked something in me that I didn't even know was there, and now I'm just a completely different beast than I was a year ago, and I look forward to seeing what the future entails.